Hello and welcome to all the ES viewers. My name is Abhay Agarwal, and today I have someone who dons multiple hats during his career: an American baseball analyst, a former player with Red Sox, Reds, Indians, and a lot more. But most importantly, someone who is known for what it takes to be part of a World Series winning team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ryan Lavarnway.
Hey, how are
So,
you?
Ryan, welcome you to Essentially Sports.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk to you today.
Ryan, thank you for giving us your time. Much appreciated. Just to kick things off, what's keeping you busy these days?
I have been doing a lot of motivational speaking. So I'm traveling around the country and really just sharing the things that I've learned in my playing career that helped me be my best so that other people can be their best as well.
Great, Ryan. I'm sure you had some memorable moments in your career, but can you please summarize the biggest highlights of your MLB career?
The biggest highlights, winning the World Series with the Red Sox was pretty cool. You can see above my head, that's the bottles of champagne that we popped when we won the World Series, and then everyone signed them. And then right there, you can see the World Series ring and a couple other AAA championship rings. On a personal level, when I made my Reds debut and broke the franchise debut for most RBIs, that was probably the best game I ever played. And that was, the day after I got released from the Yankees. So it was pretty cool to have a great game after getting some bad news the day before.
Sure. So, Ryan, you were born in California, holds an Israeli citizenship, represented Israel at the World Baseball Classic, and also participated in the Olympics, played in the MLB. Do you sometimes pinch yourself that is that even true, given what you have achieved so far?
I feel like I'm always hungry for more, right? You think back, you're like, wow, I'm so proud of some of the things I was able to do. And maybe it's just the nature of somebody that achieves is that I'm always striving for what will be next.
So, you have 15 plus years of MLB experience and now a veteran in the sport, also an analyst. So, where did all the love for baseball started?
I started playing baseball when I was 5 years old because my kindergarten teacher told my parents I was bad at sharing. So she recommended I get involved with team sports, and there's nothing like the feeling of hitting a baseball and being on a team where you're all trying for the same thing. You're all trying to win together. Uh, there's nothing better than being with a group of people that all has the same goal.
So, you were last seen in MLB in 2021. And now, this is 2024. You have turned into an analyst now. So, do you miss the action at the top level, even though you are still active as a player?
You know what? I don't. I thought I would. I thought I would miss it a lot more. I decided to retire when my daughter was born. So because I had a reason to walk away, I think that gave me a better feeling about it. And also, I've still played. I played in AAA in 2022. I played in the World Baseball Classic and the European Championships in 2023. So I still get to play every here and there. It's just not in the major leagues anymore.
So, just tell me, how important is the team's environment for you as a player in the dressing room? So, does that translate into a good performance or a bad performance on the field?
I think so. I think the more comfortable you are with who you are and a team, a culture, leadership on the team that allows you to be yourself, then you're going to be the best version of yourself and the best player you can be also.
So, now let's talk about your first time. So, Boston Red Sox, where you spent 4 seasons with them. I would like to take you back to 2011, where it started for you in the MLB. But in particular, want you to talk about the 2013 season with the Red Sox team and how was the environment from beginning of the season.
The 2013 team was really special because we talked about our goals and what we wanted to accomplish every day. Before that, I had felt superstitious about, well, don't say we want to win the World Series because then it will never come true, right? In 2013, I learned, well, if you don't talk about your goals, that's why they're not going to come true. You don't have to worry about jinxing them. you have to worry about making sure you're headed in the right direction. So that 2013 team, from day one, we talked about we're going to win the World Series, and everything we do every day is in that aim.
So you played with some of the best players of that time, like David Ortiz, Jacoby Ellsbury, Xander Bogaerts, Dustin Pedroia. How was the experience of playing with these superstars?
You know what? These guys were my teammates and they were my peers. So you would think that, we were the same, but these guys were so talented and so larger than life in their personality that even though we were teammates and peers, like you always knew that we were not the same, if that makes sense. Especially David Ortiz. David Ortiz is from another planet. That guy's unbelievable.
Big Papi.
Exactly.
So, how was your whole experience of winning the World Series?
So I didn't get to actually play in the World Series, but I was on the team. I was in the dugout. I stormed the field in the celebration. Um, so I had a unique perspective where I was watching the guys that were in the everyday starting lineup and trying to observe and learn as much as I could. The guys that played the best went about it as business as usual, right? This is the most important game that they've ever played in. This is the most pressure. This is the most scrutiny that they've ever faced. But they handled it as if like it's just another day at the office. The more that my teammates started leaning into, wow, this game is really important. Like I have to play well. The pressure's on. That's when I started seeing guys get tense and not play their best. So I took it as a learning experience. As far as just like what was it like, being in Fenway Park, being in Fenway Park, there's nothing like winning in Boston because the fans care so much. They support the team so much. And the things I remember specifically are when Shane Victorino came up to hit and his song, Two Little Birds, would play as he was walking to the plate, and everyone in the stadium's going nuts. They're all standing, they're all screaming, and then the music turned off, but everyone in the stadium kept singing for a whole nother verse until he ended up putting the ball in play. That was very, very powerful, and that will always stick with me.
So, what are your thoughts on the Boston Red Sox inactivity in the offseason? We haven't seen much activity from the Red Sox in this offseason.
So Craig Breslow is their new head of baseball operations. He's a good friend of mine and someone that I have just total faith in, total belief in. I think he's, so smart, and I think that if they didn't do a lot, that's probably because they believe in what they already have.
Great. So, what's your prediction on 2024 Boston Red Sox?
I honestly haven't looked into it enough to know what I expect for the Boston Red Sox for this coming year. What I do know is that success ebbs and flows, and it's cyclical. And the Boston Red Sox have been very, very good for a long time, after being not very good for a long time. So if it happens to be a time where they need to rebuild, then Boston fans have been spoiled by a fantastic team for the last 2 decades, and I think Boston fans will still be there as they turn it around. I also know that Boston fans don't have patience to endure a long lull. So I like I said, I fully believe in Craig Breslow. I fully believe in his leadership and his intelligence, and um, without knowing more about that division, um, I think they're probably headed in the right direction.
So you've been part of the Boston Red Sox for a long time, and Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees have a fierce rivalry. So how was your whole experience of playing against a dynasty team like New York Yankees?
Yeah, so I believe all rivalries stem from competition, right? The same way that as a youth player, the thing that made me fall in love with baseball was having teammates that all are aiming towards the same goal together. Well, when you have another team that's just like that and they're standing in your way, and they're good, that's what causes the rivalry. So for me, the Yankees were not particularly good when I was with the Red Sox. So the rivalry did not heat up in a way that it has in the past, where we're the number one team, they're the number two team, or they're the number one team and we're the number two team. Honestly, I think I don't know what the record was, but I feel like we beat them more than we lost to them while I was in my tenure with the Red Sox. That being said, I have a cool story to share. When Derek Jeter, and I know the list of questions you sent, we'll get to Derek Jeter in a bit, but Derek Jeter being the captain of the Yankees, you would think he could have been the focal point of a lot of the rivalry from the Red Sox perspective. In fact, it was the opposite. Anytime I played against him, especially early in my career, he was so nice, such the consummate gentleman as a competitor. I'd get a hit, he'd come over as the shortstop on second base, say, "Hey, nice hit, kid, keep it going." Every time he stepped into the box, he always said hi to me and the umpire. Such a great guy. And when he played in his last game in Yankee Stadium, the Red Sox were at Fenway Park, and we were in a rain delay during his last at bat. So the Red Sox team was in Fenway Park in the locker room watching Derek Jeter on TV. And, he got the hit. He did that iconic, double fist in the air jump celebration. Before he got the hit, everyone in the Red Sox clubhouse in Red Sox uniforms was chanting, "Let's go Yankees." It's just a testament to how iconic and how transcendent he was as an athlete and a sports star.
So you've already answered the question, but how was it playing against Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez in the latter part of the career? So during the I would say the 2013 or the 14 years, they were towards their end of the career. So how was the whole experience during that time?
Yeah, I mean these guys are larger than life. They're sports icons. They're people that played long enough where I watched them as I was growing up. And thought they were superstars and people I wanted to be like. And then I was playing against them, similar to Big Poppy, right? They were then my competition, my peers. But I also always knew that I was never going to be the same as them, even though we were competitors and peers. I mean, A-Rod, he's such a generational talent, and the steroid stuff aside, he's such a great baseball player. His love for the game exudes as he is a broadcaster now, also, and I just it's cool to be around those type of guys.
So, how would you rate the whole rivalry between the Boston Red Sox and Yankees as you have been part of both the clubhouses?
How would I rank the rivalry? Well, when the two teams are both good is when we'll see it really come to an inflection point again. But both teams haven't been good at the same time in a while. So I'm looking forward to the Red Sox and the Yankees being the Red Sox and Yankees of old.
So, has it changed over the years, or which team is the more stronger team going into the 2024 season?
Man, I mean, you look at the Yankees roster, it certainly looks stronger on paper, right? And Aaron Judge is one of the best baseball players on the planet. They've got a laundry list of just incredible, incredible ability. They need to stay healthy. The last few years, injuries have plagued the Yankees, and their leadership needs to find a way to number one, keep them healthy, and number one, get these superstars to play as a cohesive unit because they should be winning.
So, you were part of the New York Yankees for a short time. So, how was your whole experience with the team?
My experience was positive. I was there very, like you said, a very brief time. I had Major League Spring Training with the Yankees in 2019, on the last day of spring training, I got sent to the AAA team. So my experience was brief, surrounded by iconic history, um, fantastic players, and nothing negative to say.
So, you must have seen Aaron Judge as a part of the Yankees team. So, could you see a future star there?
I don't think we need to see a future star. He's a star right now. You win the MVP, you break the American League home run record. You're not a future star. You're a star right now, brother.
But when you were the part of the team,
Oh yeah, I mean, he's first of all he's humongous. He's a giant. He's all of 6 foot 7, 8, 9, however tall they list him. He's strong. He's physically fit, and he's kind. You know, he's very generous with his time, and I think he embraces the spotlight, which you have to do as a New York Yankee, and especially now as the Yankees captain.
So, what do you think? Will Aaron Judge be able to fill the shoes of a Yankee captain?
Yeah, I don't think Aaron Judge is going to try to be anybody else. You know, he seems like a strong personality, and at least from the outside, it appears that he knows who he is and who he wants to be. I don't know him very well personally. We were teammates for such a short period of time, but I from the outside, I think he's doing a great job so far.
So, moving on to the World Baseball Classic, and you were the part of the 2017 World Baseball Classic, and at that time, your team defeated top teams like South Korea and Taiwan. Any memories from those wins?
Oh man, that game against South Korea in South Korea, the atmosphere was insane. It the closest thing I could recreate to the World Series atmosphere. Um, so much fun, so intense, so competitive. The game was very low scoring. Team Israel, we had runners on base all game, and we couldn't get the big hit when we needed it. So nervous. It was the first game of the tournament for us, and when we finally scored that run to push it across, I remember feeling relief. I was like, "Oh my god, we did it! Like at least we scored the run." And then we immediately put runners on base again. So just so much intensity and effort, and that moment. I've written and published a children's book about that experience in the World Baseball Classic, and the fist pump after the win is definitely a moment I had my illustrator recreate in one of my favorite pages in the book.
So you were the part of 23 team also. So how was your whole impression of the team Japan that was filled with the superstars and future MLB stars?
Yeah, so in 2023, I did not play against Japan because in the 2023 tournament, we didn't make it out of the first round. In 2017, we did play Japan in Japan. And again, the atmosphere in the Tokyo Dome playing Japan in Japan, insane. So cool, such a pleasure to be a part of. And it's a different style of play that they have over there. But uber talented individuals. A lot of them are in the MLB now or will be shortly, and it's been cool to see. So again, the major leagues in the United States claims to be the best league in the world. So when they are able to get the best players from other leagues, that just goes to show, right? This really is the best league in the world, and it's cool to see those players before they're superstars in their own right, and then to watch their ascension.
So you must have witnessed the Shohei Ohtani versus Mike Trout in the final innings of the final game. So how was it like?
Oh man, I was on the edge of my seat, weren't you? I was watching it. I rarely get so into an at bat of someone else, but I was every time Mike Trout swung the bat before I could tell if he was going to hit it or not. I was yelling. I was like, oh, he almost so intense.
And then Shohei absolutely like striking him out and winning the World Baseball Classic.
I don't know Shohei personally at all, but from the outside, he is a superstar that I don't know that we deserve. He is so well spoken. He's so polite and proper. You ask him a question, they're trying to jest like, "Oh, are you real? Are you from another planet?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm a kid from a small town, and I want everyone to know that no matter where they're from, they can make it." This guy is unbelievable, and I hope he continues his sterling reputation forever because he gives me hope that we can still have our superstars and our idols live up to the billing that we give them.
So you were part of the Miami Marlins also. So did you happen to have any interaction with Derek Jeter as an executive in the front office?
I did, yeah. Derek, again, I had played with against him, Red Sox, Yankees, like we talked about, but I didn't. expect him to remember me. Again, I'm a pretty humble guy. Um, I was a young player at the time. He's Derek Jeter. We're competitors, but we're not the same, right? So when I played for him, I introduced myself, and I gave Derek Jeter one of the like, I know you, but nice to meet you, and he gave me back the good to see you again, Ryan. And I felt like, oh my god, what did I just do? But no, he was terrific. Again, he embodied excellence, and he embodied the mindset of a winner in every interaction that I had with him.
So, how different Derek Jeter was from a traditional owner, as Jeter himself was a very big player and knew how things happened in the field.
Yeah, so I didn't have a ton of interaction with other members of ownership conglomerates or whatever the correct word is there. Um, he was present, which was nice. It was nice to have him be around as the owner and to see that the guys that own the team, the guys that are guiding the direction of the ship, are here and in the fight with us.
So, you've been analyst for Colorado Rockies, right? So, what's your take on the 2024 Rockies season?
Well, 2023 was the 30th anniversary of the Rockies being in the Major League Baseball, and it just also so happened to be the worst year that they've had record wise. They had their worst record in 30 years. Um, the bright spot is that they had a number of very, very talented rookies come up. Tovar, Nolan Jones, just to name a few. They if those rookies continue to grow and to continue to live up to the potential that they have, then the Rockies' future is bright. But if those rookies somehow level out, or if they aren't able to stay healthy, then the division the Rockies are in right now is a very difficult division, and it could be ugly. But my hope is that the Rockies can use last year as a stepping stone and start to make some noise and compete in an NL West where, I mean, the Dodgers are a dream team. The Arizona Diamondbacks came out of nowhere last year, went to the World Series. Like they're fantastic teams. So the Rockies are up against a big fight, but again, I'm rooting for them.
So, moving on to the MLB offseason, which we just witnessed. So, what are your thoughts on the Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto trade?
Oh man, the Dodgers aren't afraid to spend a little money, huh? Uh it's almost unfathomable what the Dodgers did this offseason. Um, yeah, it's mind blowing. I can't even put it into words, but as a player, you love to see it because you always hope that if you're the best in the world, you'll be rewarded as such, and that's what the Dodgers did.
So, do you see Juan Soto playing for the Yankees for a long term?
Potentially, I don't know Juan Soto personally. I know that the New York atmosphere, the New York Yankees, media presence can certainly weigh on someone. Uh, when I was with the Red Sox, it was a similar media situation, and there's a conversation I overheard between a reporter and Adrian Gonzalez that I'll never forget. They asked him about the mini slump that he was in, and he had gone 0 for 2 that day with 3 walks and gotten a hit the night before. So I remember him saying, "What do you mean I'm in a slump? Like I got a hit yesterday. I was on base 3 times today." But that can weigh on someone, right? Even the suggestion as a baseball player, it's so mental. So even the suggestion, I know that the same is happening in New York and probably at a heightened level. So I don't know how Juan Soto's personality is going to deal with that. I think that he will have success physically. I think that having a short portion right field will, number one, if he plays right field, help him stay healthy because it's less real estate to patrol. But also that swing of his is going to have a ton of success in that ballpark.
So, as an analyst, what do you think that where will Cody Bellinger and Blake Snell would land?
Oh man, you know what? I haven't done my research this week, so I don't know, and I don't want to guess wrong. But I think it's so fascinating and so fun to watch where these players end up and how and why. Like Chris Bryant, huge superstar for the Cubs. comes to Colorado, hasn't had a healthy season since. Like, what happened? And then, other guys like Juan Soto, he's in New York, where a lot of people think he should have been in the first place. So it's really interesting, and to me, it's almost like a study in sociology.
But I guess both the players wanted to be a part of Yankees, and I guess Yankees also had placed a bet on both of these guys. So can Yankees put their money on these guys?
I mean, the Yankees have money to spend. We'll see. Only Brian Cashman can tell you that.
So, what's your take on the whole Dodgers team? Like, it's a team filled with superstars like Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. Now they have Tyler Glasnow, then Shohei Ohtani and Yamamoto.
On paper, they need to win the World Series or it's a failure, right? There's no secondary win. It's a win the whole thing or you lose. So to me, the pressure goes on to the coaching staff, Dave Roberts, the manager. Um, if you can't win with this team, who can you win with?
And
But it's
even
it's
Shohei
certainly
Ohtani, sorry,
yeah,
yeah.
it's certainly a bullseye on their back, also, right? Because everyone is going to know when the Dodgers are coming to town, both as competitors and fans. I think that the fans are going to get a treat with this is on paper the best team that's ever been assembled. On par with some of the old Yankees teams, with Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig and all those guys. So this is the modern day Bronx Bombers.
But as we all know, that Shohei Ohtani won't be pitching, so I guess he'll be in the position of a designated hitter for almost this season and fairly for the next season also. So, does that make Shohei Ohtani equivalent dangerous like he used to be in the past seasons?
He's a superstar. He's one of the best hitters in the league, right? He led the league or was close to leading the league in homers a couple of years ago. Shohei Ohtani is going to do Shohei Ohtani things.
So, uh, what are your take on the Yankees being favorite for the World Series? Do you think that they'll be able to reach the World Series after the Juan Soto and Verdugo trade?
Maybe. Well, I mean, you got to play 162 games, right? On paper, if the season was 20 games and you knew everyone was going to be healthy the whole time, you could predict a lot easier. But 162 games is a long season. A lot of things got to go your way. The worst team in the league is going to win 40 games, and the best team in the league is going to lose 40 games. It's what you do with the other 80 or 82, whatever that math works out to. Those other 80 are what's going to separate everyone in the league, and it's a marathon.
So, what are your some of the predictions for like AL MVP?
I don't know. I don't do predictions. I'm excited to watch it play out as much as everyone else.
So, Ryan, uh, just a last question. So, what's your family's contribution in your career, and what a message that you want to give to your all of your fans?
Oh, so the contributions of the family can't be understated, right? In my career, I was on 13 different teams, up and down, minor leagues, major leagues. I moved 56 times in 12 years. And they say that moving your place of residence is one of the most top 5 stressful experiences of your life. Having my wife with me to support me and to help take care of some of the logistical things where she could break the lease, find the new lease, get on the water, power, internet, get the furniture, move the car. All of those things help so that I could focus on playing baseball to the best of my ability. And knowing that she had my back, whether I played well or whether I played poorly, that type of love and support goes so far. So between my wife, between my family, can't say enough about how much they helped me over my career. And it's the same with every successful player. They've got family support coming out that they don't even know how much is helping them. And as far as what would I say to my fans, I would say that whatever your dream is in your life, go for it, right? Everybody has a unique ability, everybody has a unique skill set. You are worthy, you are capable. If you put the work in, you can accomplish anything that you want.
So, Ryan, what makes this conversation really special was that you spoke from your heart. And being a baseball fan myself, it was always my dream to get someone to talk with you, someone like you, and uh, who lets about the inside of the baseball to the baseball fans, because these stories never gets out to a baseball fans. The stories of like Derek Jeter, the Red Sox stories, and many more that you shared. So, as a journalist and as a fan, I'm honored and privileged to have you on Essentially Sports. We would like to thank you for your time and wish you well for your future.
Thank you. You did a great job, man. I'm impressed.
Thank you so much, and thank you for talking to us. And really looking forward to the season and many more such conversations like this.
All right. Well, let me know. Take care.
And I really like the back of your wall. Such
Oh,
an
thank you. Yeah,
impressive wall.
can only see part of it. It keeps going. All the teams I played for in the big leagues. Some signed balls up there. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the glimpse.